Japan game large Nexon plots Western Enlargement Tokyo, Los Angeles. The Japanese writer of one of the longest-running online role-playing titles, whose most popular video game has attracted nearly 1,000 million registered customers, is gearing up for international growth and placing its points of interest at the West. Nexon Company Limited little recognized Outdoor Asia as one of the global's 10 largest video game companies with the aid of market capitalization. Its $22 billion valuation is greater than Take-Two, Nasdaq, TTWO Interactive, the enterprise at the back of Grand Theft Auto, or Roblox. Last 12 months it completed the acquisition of Stockholm-based Embark Studios, whose founder led improvement of the hit Battlefield franchise. In 2022 it invested $400 million for a minority stake in Agbo, the unbiased studio based by using Anthony and Joe Russo, the innovative duo who directed Marvel's Avengers, Endgame, and Avengers, Infinity War. The idea typical with that is to mix what we are actually desirable at creating a digital world ultimate and grow forever with what they may be in reality proper at, Nexon's leader executive, Owen Mahoney, told. Nexon is operating with Agbo to explore methods to extend its sport franchises to film or TV and broaden virtual worlds or video games stimulated by using Agbo's films. Our vision, which aligns nicely with Nexon's, recognizes that audiences have come to count on actual immersion in the IP they care maximum about, said Agbo CEO Jason Bergsman. The two corporations are in early talks on adapting Nexon franchises, which includes MapleStory and Dungeon and Fighter, that have wealthy lore and passionate fan bases. These talks are nonetheless in initial degrees, cautions One Supply with direct information of the situation. They also are discussing a game or virtual international stimulated through Battle of the Planets, an iconic Japanese anime display from the 1970s that Agbo is growing as a feature film. Mahoney hopes to leverage Nexon's experience in operating live games, updating titles whilst they're running to release large price range titles with a Western sensibility, together with the free-to-play shooter game, Arc Raiders, from Embark Studios. Embark's founder, Patrick Soderlund, once led DICE, the organization that evolved the Battlefield franchise and became received by means of Electronic Arts, Nasdaq, EA, while Mahoney turned into head of mergers and acquisitions there. Virtual world pioneer Nexon has assiduously averted the push around the metaverse that has gripped tech giants Microsoft, Nasdaq, MSFT, and Facebook, Nasdaq, Meta. Nobody can outline it, and most significantly they cannot define why it's so darn incredible, Mahoney said. It's a large nothingburger. Nexon become an early adopter of features that have grown to be commonplace within the industry, such as in-game virtual currencies and the free-to-play commercial enterprise model. These features were rolled out in games consisting of Nexon's Kartrider racing game, which has been running for nearly a long time, one of what the agency calls its for all-time franchises. Its maximum famous franchise, the arcade-style fighting recreation, Dungeon and Fighter, has earned extra than $20 billion when you consider that 2005 greater than the blended field office proceeds of the Star Wars or Harry Potter film franchises. One large new project as part of Nexon's growth will to generate returns from higher-budget Western games. Nexon does now not have much of a tune record in working photorealistic games for hardcore game enthusiasts, Citigroup NYSE analysts wrote in March, beginning insurance of the inventory at Impartial. Nexon wants to manipulate the price of growing titles in an era while budgets pinnacle $100 million. For example, it makes use of device studying technology to animate some man or woman movements as opposed to counting on employees. I don't in reality care what takes place inside the first 1 or 2 quarters, Mahoney said. What I care approximately is what happens from years 2 to 20.